Hi nerds, and welcome to another episode of NerdRage Reviews. As promised, here is Rise of the Tomb Raider that we're going to be looking into. Um, Now, I can say that without a doubt this is a huge expansion on the Definitive Edition. Crystal Dynamics have done a fantastic job on this. I mean, look at this kind of. These are the kind of graphics.
I know it's a lot to take in.
Right, let's skip that if we can. There we go. I'll push that button. Right. So, with this, with Rise of the Tomb Raider, there are as with the first one, you've got your gear and you've got your specials. However, we also have challenges. These challenges are a great way of basically
Alexandra and her family are leaving
showing
following what's
between
left
you
of
and
the
your
old
friends
Soviet
who's
railway.
better.
I can't understand that.
Like who can do the dungeons and the tombs better than anyone else.
The source went with Jacob.
Now, obviously, you've
We
got your
all
weapons
have to
again.
ask ourselves some difficult questions,
So
and I
you've
won't
got
judge
a choice
those
of
that answer
shotgun,
differently.
assault rifle, pistol, and bow. However, there is a slight change. There it is. It is up there. Let's just get up to the fireplace, and I will show you what that change is. Controls are very similar. Okay, so we go to inventory. Now, here you actually can see how many rounds of each thing you've got. So explosive, grenades, fire arrows, poison arrows, normal arrows, grenades, hollow point rounds, which are very handy, and dragonfire shells, which are also very handy. And if you notice, at the bottom, it tells you how much of a certain material you need to craft it. So, very simple. If you've got those items, you can craft it. Now, equipment. This basically allows you to increase your ability to carry larger amounts of ammunition, and so on and so forth. It's a good way of basically expanding the initial system that they had. Apparently, I can make a thingy, but I'm just going to show you. Okay, so you now actually have a choice of bows. So you start off with the recurve, then you've got the compound, then you've got the ancient horn, which actually looks kind of cool, and then you've got the grim whisper, which also looks kind of cool. I like using the compound because it is ridiculously powerful. And you got your pistols. Now, I've actually got the Venom hand cannon. It you could only get this through the special edition. With your assault rifles, you've got an SMG, assault rifle, bolt action rifle, or a military rifle. I like to use a military rifle because it is actually quite badass. Mainly because it's just insane. And you've got your shotguns. So you've got pump action, you've got a brake, you've got full auto, and then you've got the Harbinger, which is just another full auto. It's just got a nice little decal. There's not that much difference between it. I can't actually remember which one I had. Did I have the brake? No, I was using the full auto. And then obviously you've got your climbing axe, and you now have a choice of stuff that you can wear. However, rather than it being free like it was in the Definitive Edition, you do actually have to craft some of it. So with this Ancient Vanguard, I still need some salvage and some iron, I believe that is. And each outfit has its own buff to go along with it. I am actually wearing a DLC, the Immortal Guardian. It's very handy in the in the later levels, when stuff does just start setting you on fire. You know, nobody wants that. You don't want to be set on fire. At least I don't want to be set on fire anyway. Now, what? Let's just increase our capacity. There we go. So, as you can see, there is literally very little difference between what you can, between the levels. However, you now have a supply shack. This supply shack is where you can actually purchase things as well. There are old coins that you can find, and those old coins are scattered everywhere. So it's not difficult to find. What else should I pick up? Again, you've got the same skills: brawler, hunter, survivor. So it's basically just more of an expansion on the original game rather than it sort of being an entirely new play system, although they do actually have a few extra things. Like they've got a grapple hook, which allows you to swing from stuff. You've got
Hello there.
you can actually interact with people now. They've got a huge amount of animals. You can also make your own medicine as well, which increases your... it allows you to heal yourself quicker, basically. It saves you having to duck for cover all the freaking time. They have swapped buttons around. So when you wanted to use your hunter vision, it's not your left bumper anymore, it's actually your right thumbstick. So you've got to click that in. It's a bit of a pain in the ass sometimes, actually. But all in all, it is a great improvement on the original. They had a great improvement on the graphics, a great improvement on the control system. They made the environment smarter, so you actually have to think about paths and stuff that you're going to want to take to get to certain areas and to get to certain secrets and so on. There are secrets everywhere. I mean, if we just go to the map here, as you can see, these challenges are absolutely everywhere, and it also marks where there are entrances and exits. It marks where there are bears. As you can see, it will tell you where certain types of animals will be, so when you are farming for those particular animals, like cougars, deers, boar, it's easy to find them. Makes farming for the materials to actually level your gear up much better. And as you can see while we're on this, if you look in the corner there, you can see how much of each I actually have. We've got all feathers, wood, mushrooms, cloth, sage, herbs, and leather. 128, that's my ancient coins. It is this little symbol. Oh, hold on. It's this little symbol here. The little circular symbol there. That's your ancient coin. There are also murals as well, or murals. Sorry, I can never pronounce this properly. Murals. Just adds extra lore to the game about ancient history. In this one, I'm not going to give it too much away, but in this one, you are actually looking into the past of Jesus. It doesn't become too apparent until a little bit later on, but there are a lot, and I mean a lot, of biblical references. So, people who have read the Bible, people who are into that kind of thing, and generally people who are kind of skeptical about it. I mean, I am an atheist. I used to believe, but I did lose faith. I'm not bitter about it. It's just something that I've come to understand differently to a lot of other people. I don't
Any day now, he'll come walking
see it as a bad thing, having faith. However, I just have a different opinion. I have a different view on faith. But with this, it delves quite deeply into Jesus, into his life, where he came from, what actually happened during the time of his, or leading up to his crucifixion, rather, and then his resurrection. So it talks about some of the miracles that he's done. It depicts some of the miracles that he performed. It depicts some of the events in the Bible, and it also depicts what, like a possibility of what happened after, because the Bible doesn't actually delve into that. So it kind of gives you an extra viewpoint. I mean, yes, it's a fictional story, but it brings up some very valid points. You'll understand that when you play the game. You'll definitely understand what I mean. It will literally make you think a little bit more about the whole religion thing, about the whole immortality thing that Jesus Christ had, or supposedly had. So it's a good idea to actually explore everything if you do want to figure this out, if you do want to figure out what is going on, if you do want to hear about some of the other things that he's done, because there are a lot of fables and tales of the miracles that Jesus performed that never really got mentioned. Some were taken out and new ones were put in. So, you know, when you look at the differences between the Old Testament and the New Testament, there are differences, but there's also similarities. So it's a good idea to have a very broad knowledge about what does go on. And it does actually help to actually sort of know that history. An exotic animal. Now, exotic animals are very rare. They are very handy to farm, because exotic animals give you a very fresh, like they give you a special pelt, and those special pelts are very valuable, especially for crafting things. So, you know, when you want to craft things, farming special pelts is very, very good. Just got to be careful in the higher areas, because bears do screw you over. So do cougars. Cougars are awful to fight. They are very fast and they cause a lot of damage very quickly. So a good tip is to use your hunter visions, is to use your silent bow, and to creep and hide, because creeping and hiding will save your life in this game. It will save your life, especially when you're actually in the storyline. What other features can we talk about? It sort of has a multiplayer, and it sort of doesn't. The multiplayer on this is more of a spectator sport. So you'll have the player playing the temple, be doing the temple or the dungeon, and then the spectators can actually dictate how the person should play. So you can actually put modifiers on the temples to make it even harder for the player to earn points. So there are modifiers that can give them bonus points, which are actually detrimental to the character, and there are some that are good for the character, but they give less points. So it's always fun to go through that route. I mean, if the person can complete it with your modifiers on, then kudos to them. I've actually tried this a couple of times and I've failed miserably because I suck. No, I do. I absolutely suck, as you can see. I can't even frickin' hunt deer properly. So if you have decided to invest in the first one, in the definitive edition, this is definitely a one to follow up with. I mean, sequels are always fun to follow up with. Some aren't great. This one, however, is. It delves more into Liara's past, into her present, into the events of what actually happened in the first game. You kind of understand who the organization you're up against is a bit more, and it does actually get a little bit sketchy.
What was Sophia yelling at you about? I left some things out overnight.
You know, it's one of those things where, like, the moment you realize what's actually going on, you're kind of sat there going, shit. The fuck. Quick tip. This little thing that I've passed, you want to look out for these. These indicate temples and caves and so on. So if you see one of those nearby, there is a temple entrance, which is up here. And certain temples require certain things to enter them. So with this one, you actually need a grapple hook. If I can remember, there we go. So there you go. You can go swinging into action with it. You can also use it as a finisher for certain people. Challenge tombs are actually really good. They are definitely worth it, though. You get new weapons and you get components and stuff like that, which are handy. You also get a lot of salvage with them. So, in my professional gaming, I have actually rabbited on a little bit. This is going to be one of my longer videos. I do apologise about that being a long video. But to summarise, it's definitely worth it. It's definitely worth picking up. It's definitely worth playing. And it is a lot of fun. Like, even when you get to end game status, it's just a lot of fun to go back and start finishing off your challenges, finishing your hunts and stuff like that. So I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to leave it at, you know, get this game. It's definitely worth it. And then this is another funky gadget. It's a motorized thing, basically, that allows you to go up ropes really quick. So it's great fun. It's great fun to play. I hope you enjoyed this review, and hope that you do get this and that you do enjoy it. Don't forget to follow my social medias, my Instagram at Mr. NerdRage Reviews and my at Mr_Nerd_Rage. You'll get to see a little bit more into me as a person. You'll occasionally get to meet Mrs. NerdRage and the kind of shenanigans that the pair of us get up to when I'm not being a huge nerd. So, I hope you follow me on that. And I will see you on Friday, where we will look at Assassin's Creed Syndicate. So, until then, bye for now.